Okay, welcome to Tiffdoesloans Podcast. I'm here at Wealthcon 2024 with Sergey from
NovaGen.
NovaGen. And so NovaGen Funding, so he is going to help us get that creative financing. So when you're in a jam, this is where we go. So why don't you tell us a little about that?
Tiffany, first of all, thank you. It's great to be talking to you. At NovaGen Funding, what we do is we find creative financing for entrepreneurs, investors, real estate investors, e-commerce investors. Doesn't matter what field you're in. What I do is I come in between the hard money guys and the regular loans that you would get from the bank, right?
So like me.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm right in between there with creative financing, and what I do is I'll springboard off of a personal credit standing into a business credit, and we will basically obtain money from the bank in forms of business credit cards that'll be 0%. And so, for instance, my clients will get up to $250,000 at 0%, and that money can be used for them to remodel the place. For my e-commerce guys, for instance, they use that to buy inventory and pay 0% to the banks.
Okay.
It's a perfect solution for those who are seeking creative financing and something in between.
Yep. And then which states? Can you do this in like
I do this in
multiple?
all 50 states.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. We work with grade A banks like Chase, Bank of America, US Bank, all the way down to your local credit union. So when I work with a client, for instance, I'm from Seattle, Washington. I work with a client from Florida. I'll research all the banks and all his connections and relationships with the banks locally, and we'll work with those banks directly to get them the best product.
Any states? And then what about like any niche? Is like anything fine? Any like, can you do single family, like multi-units, commercial, residential, like?
Yeah, so absolutely any niche if it makes sense for the investor.
Okay.
So if business credit in forms of business credit cards makes sense for the investor, I'm ready to work with him.
Okay.
So it totally depends on the investor and what he wants.
Okay, awesome. And if you guys need this creative financing, I'm going to have Sergey's all of his information below. So definitely feel free to reach out, like, share, and comment or subscribe.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.